Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with our panel discussion, and this is on leadership skills. I'm going to please request all our stalwarts to kindly join us here, our living legends, and of course, to those who belong to the world of being leaders and at the same time, with all humbleness, allow others in becoming leaders. Innovation is the need of the hour, and please maybe welcome them all here today, and I'm going to introduce them before we go ahead and raise questions. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as we like to invite for our panel discussion on leadership, Dr. Asif Iqbal, the founder of the Indian Economic Trade Organization. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Asif Iqbal spearheads the Indian Economic Trade Organization, IETO, a non-profit trade association facilitating the Indian businessmen. You can kindly take your seat, dear sir. This is like musical chair, wherever you feel comfortable, you can go ahead. In their trade endeavors with the African countries, established at Chennai, IETO boasts a comprehensive secretariat comprising various subcommittees, ensuring efficient operations and strategic initiatives. Ladies and gentlemen, we are truly happy, delighted, and overwhelmed to have Dr. Asif Iqbal. Let's continue the applause as we like to welcome Mr. Vikas Chaudhary from Hackers Era Private Limited. Now this is very interesting. Oh my God, we all want to know about the cyber security. Ladies and gentlemen, from Hackers Era Private Limited, the founder and CEO. Ladies and gentlemen, the Innovative Vehicle Security Operations Center Solutions. He's a visionary founder and CEO of Hackers Era, which is a pioneering automotive cyber security company which is based in India. And for all those who look forward to having complete safety and enjoying your day and night, well, we're going to hear it only from Mr. Vikas Chaudhary. Ladies and gentlemen, may we please kindly request Ketan Praveen Mehta ji to kindly join us here on stage, the director of UIDC Private Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, the builders and developers for Industrial Park is, of course, we like to know a lot about the development in the city and sustainability being the need of the hour, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ketan Mehta and Vikas Shah, both of them are from Umbergaon and have been developing industrial parks and mini estate at Umbergaon, Gujarat for more than 12 years now. And I've helped more than 350 MSMEs to grow. He is Ketan Praveen Mehta ji. Jai Shri Krishna to you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for the brightness, Dr. Deepak Gupta, that's his name, the co-founder of the De Jure Partners LLP. May we please welcome Dr. Deepak Gupta, a distinguished legal professional and founding partner at Janardhan Gupta and Company, De Jure Partners LLP Advocates. He has a career of 17 years and is renowned for his expertise in tax law, specializing in tax planning, compliance, and dispute resolution. Now, we have all the arenas, and let me tell you, in the finance world, we need knowledge on each and every one of them so that we make sure that we are in the safest zone altogether. Perfectly fine. Thank you so much. उनका नाम दीपक है, तो उनकी रोशनी सब जगह होती है. He'll join us in a while from now, ladies and gentlemen. But let's begin with our panel discussion on leadership. And I'm here to take my seat. Thank you so much. Is that okay? That seat is there? Maybe he'll join us. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to begin with Dr. Asif Iqbal, since we all face several challenges and time and again, you know, of course, with the changing times and nowadays, since the past 2 years, with fluctuating times right after the pandemic, I think every month we have different challenges. So let's begin with Dr. Asif Iqbal. I have two questions for our distinguished leaders here with us. What is India's role in global diplomacy post the G20 summit? You want to say something, gentlemen? आप कुछ कह रहे हैं? I could hear some sounds. Sure. Should we go ahead? Gentlemen, yes or no? Ladies? Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to repeat it again. And We're going to start with Dr. Asif Iqbal. What is India's role in global diplomacy post the G20 summit? And it's been, when we had G20, all right, this is the biggest get-together, the biggest conference. Please tell us, what is India's role?
Thank you so much. And congratulating the emerging leaders discussion this morning. Well, India's role post G20 has been very encouraging, because G20 is a product that happens every year in every country. But for everybody, it is just another thing that is happening for them. But with India's positioning and India's leadership that looked at India's marketing capabilities and its focus on projecting the country, it was something very different, because first of all, there was a very big budget allocated for projecting India's leadership. And two, one of the important things that happened in this program was projecting India's cultural diplomacy. The whole country was engaged with more than 200, programs comprising of different heads of states, and every small Tier 2 city was focused.
Right.
The countries, cities like Nagpur, Varanasi, Srinagar, Bhilai, these places were focused. And that was one of the important things, because a lot of, foreign delegates were invited to those places. There were new airports, 3 new airports established during the G20, only to facilitate the travel movement of the foreign delegates, which no country has ever done before. And India's leadership during this time was projected internationally, one, because of the ongoing crisis that happened with Ukraine and the impending Israel and the Palestine conflict. So during that time, we did host, and our non-aligned positioning during this time was something that everybody was talking about, in spite of China being not present in the whole thing. That was not focused. The media and the event was handled so well that that part was not focused at all, and still we pulled it out to be the leadership, the model of leadership for the country. And for 18 years continuously in the G20, there was no new bloc added for 18 years. And after 18 years, for the first time, the G21, so it's no more G20 now, it's going to be G21, because Africa was added. And it's not just Africa, it's the African Union, which means it's 55 countries that have been added. So technically it is G21, but if chronologically, if you see, it is G maybe 75 or something, because 55 countries of the African Union are a part of the G20 now. So, this whole canvas and this whole, the expansion of G20 done by India and by our Indian leadership is something to talk about, and credit really goes to our leadership and our foreign ministry for getting this done, because our engagement after G20 has increased, and our delegations that we have been going. Just last week we were in Malawi. We met the president of Malawi, and day after tomorrow we'll be going to Philippines. We are going to be at the Pacific meeting. So India is now focusing on the Pacific, on the Eurasian side, on the ASEAN region, on the Latin American side. So we have got a lot of focus now, and right now the G20 is happening this year in Brazil, in the Rio de Janeiro, and we have a big delegation going in October. And I think, everybody is talking about the way India did it, because the delegates, there are some common delegates that go to every G20s, and their rating about India's hosting of G20 is very high. And the model and the benchmarks created by the Indian leadership for G20 is something to talk about. So I think we have done quite a bit in G20, and India has moved a step further.
So true. In fact, all across the world, wherever we traveled, G20 was so humongous. Right from, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, I think, everything really began with a bang, and then we had G20, and then the Amrit Kal, and then the continuity, we say, till 2047. I think we truly have, so much more than this. So we spoke of Ukraine, and I'm going to come and talk about Ukraine and talk about what do you think is India's economic diplomacy relation, especially after the Ukraine war, and how do we go about on the economic front?
So the Ukraine war was a very important, landmark in the relations between the East and the West, because Ukraine was one of the last countries where, very close to Russia, and which has been occupied, and there has been a lot of difference of opinion between the West and the East, including in India, because one side, we are with Russia, we have good relations with Russia, and one side we have to maintain good relations with the United States and the West. So India is in a position of complete, non-proliferation and completely non-aligned. And as our foreign minister rightly mentioned, we are concerned about India's interests first. We are not going to go by the global opinion. We are not going to go by the global, standards of what India is supposed to do. And this is the first time the leadership has taken this stand that we will do what we want to do for our people. And that has been implied very clearly in Ukraine, because Ukraine is a big supplier of gas. And they have been supplying gas to European countries, and the European countries were buying gas during the war. And India was also buying. And there was objections by the West that, India should not buy gas. And then our foreign minister countered them very clearly, saying that, well, when you can buy the gas for your needs, we also need to buy oil for our needs. So our energy needs are there as much as yours. So, when India does something, or if India needs something for its people, we will just go ahead and do what it is required for us. So that was a stand taken by India, and the Ukraine war gave India's positioning, very strongly. And even now, there have been a lot of issues that we have been facing in the West, the problems that we are facing in the West, including in Canada, if you see in the UK, in the United States, there has been a lot of anti-Indian, Semitism going on. But, we are facing that because that's the price we pay, and our leadership is ready to pay that price and see that we stand on our feet and we have our stand and we have a say. So Ukraine war has been a very, very great opportunity for India to exhibit and display its strength in, trying to be on their own and telling the world that we will do what we want.
All right, thank you. That's a great perception, and thank you for even letting us know, the feel about, how do you really go ahead and what is it that we can predict for the coming year. Of course, as we all know that's the situation, but we need to make really the most of the situation. At the same time, there is, of course, the need of the hour, as you said, Canada and United States. So we are at a better place for sure. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's Dr. Asif Iqbal for us. And we all talk of the security systems. We all love the world of AI. At the same time, we know the positive and the not so positive aspect too. So I have with me the stalwart, and he always smiles because he knows all the secrets. Sabki secret janta hai, bhai cyber cell se hain. So that's the reason he's like very much relaxed, but we are always tensed. So I'm going to ask Vikas Chaudhary, my first question, that innovation, of course, plays a very key role in cyber security. And can you share with us some of the cutting edge technologies and innovative solutions hackers era has developed to safeguard connected vehicles? And how do these innovations impact the safety and the security of the general public at large?
I would like to begin with very simple cybersecurity issues. Just imagine, what if your Instagram or Facebook got hacked? You will lose your data, you will lose your account, you will lose your followers, yes?
So true.
Yeah.
Everything is gone.
But what if your connected vehicles got hacked? You will lose your life.
Completely vanished.
Yes.
Yeah.
So innovations is a heart, plays a heart to hackers era, where we keep trying, to evolve or learn new threats, which is going to impact in futures. So one threat is a vehicle cybersecurity. As you know, nowadays, smart vehicles are nothing but computers on wheels. Yep. So just imagine you are driving a car at a highway at 100 miles per second, per hour, or 100 kilometers per hour. And suddenly, as a hacker, I pushed a command to rotate your steering at 360-degree angle. What will happen? You will not only cause, it will cause a havoc basically over there. Yes, it will be a big accident over there. So to address these challenges in the real world, we have developed a vehicle security operations center, which will continuously 24/7 monitor vehicle threats. And it will alert. For example, if something is attacking at a real time, it will alert, and it will create a FUSA reaction, which is like functional safety reactions for you. So your vehicle will get slowed down, or vehicle will park depending upon their reactions. So we'll push the reactions. This is one way we can address. Second way is like, let's say you are driving a vehicle and if it got accident or if it met with accident, what is the proof that it happened due to attack or it happened due to normal driver behavior? So how insurance company will address this? Whether it is by attack or it is by a normal driver behavior. So these challenges we can address into Vehicle Security Operations Center. This is completely pure technology.
Sure.
Yeah. Now, these challenges, like we are the first one in the country who has developed this solution, this Vehicle Security Operations Center. Right now, India don't have any, you can say, bill for vehicle cybersecurity. It is going to happen in 2026 where where vehicle manufacturers have to compliance with cybersecurity regulations. So it's like when vehicle is in driving mode, it should have security protections. These innovative, or you can say these are the challenges that we address in an innovative way at HackerSera.
You know, I'm going to wait since there's a lot of research still going on, and you actually scared me when you said 360 degrees. I mean, just imagine, I'm in no way going ahead for a smart vehicle right now for the AI-driven. I will prefer being self-driven and using them. But I want to ask you, since we're talking of, you know, our automobile industry and automotive industry, what are some real-world examples you like to give us about the cyber threats that connected vehicles face, and how we as consumers can ensure that we are safely secured?
So may I ask which car you drive? Just for the informations?
Yeah, I mean, this is the Times Group, and I always am a part of the Times Group Film Fest. I can easily say yes, the Merc.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously you may have a keyless car, yes? Like you go there and door get open, or you press the key and it get open, correct? Yeah. As a hacker, I can also hack your car without key fob. So this is the most crime reported in Delhi. Like if you go in Delhi, like 1 million vehicles have stolen because of these keyless features. So features are like, automobile manufacturers are developing new features, but it is creating opportunities for hackers to theft your vehicle. Once I have stole your vehicles, I can perform GPS spoofing, which means your vehicle will be in London. Okay, after that. So these are the things we can, these are the real world scenario happened already.
So you said the vehicle can be at London. What did you say?
But the vehicle will be in India driving in road.
Yeah.
Yes, but
sure.
Actually when police will track, it will show that it is in London or anywhere I can spoof.
Sure.
So this is one of the real world crimes happen at Delhi, most of the cities like Delhi, Pune, Bangalore, all the metropolitan cities.
But you didn't say Mumbai.
I have not heard any story of Mumbai.
That's nice.
But
I'm glad.
I think I can try on your vehicles.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much. And, of course, the automotive and the vehicles where we truly look forward to our security. While there is some bright and light out here, but I'm going to thank you, Vikash. Thank you so much for enlightening us and letting us know about the hackers era, and be a little careful and alert regards this.
So we are a savior of, these kind of attacks.
Sure.
So we provide security solutions. As a normal user, as you asked, like what are the solutions, how we can protect as ourselves.
Sure.
So when you are moving, let's say you are using keyless, so instead of key fob, you can use a RF blocker, which will block your vehicle getting theft. So you can put your key fob into it and then you can use it.
Oh.
So whenever necessary, you can use it. So this is one of the solutions that you can recommend.
Thank you.
Because car is very costly. What if it will cost? You will lose your money basically.
So true.
And just $10 to $15 of RF blocker, you can save your car.
So that's the right way of propagating hackers era too, of course. Thank you, Vikash. Thank you so much. As I said, yes, there's brightness all around us. Deepak ji always spreads light. So it gives me great pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome Dr. Deepak Gupta. And I request you to kindly join us here on stage, sir. A very good morning, sir. Thank you so much. Not at all, sir. You're most welcome. You just at the right time. Sir, आपका नाम दीपक है. आप जहाँ जाते हैं वहीं पे रोशनी होती है. So everything is just perfect. Please, sir. Thank you, sir. Shukriya. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to Gujarat, Ketan Praveen Mehta ji. Came to, sir?
I'm good, ma'am. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hello.
it's on the latest technology, and of course, it fluctuates every day. By the time you touch the tip of your fingers to the computer, everything has changed. So I'm going to ask you, how do you incorporate the latest technology and construction methods into your projects to enhance efficiency and reduce costs? And we all know that Gujarat tops it all as far as real estate is concerned, cleanliness is concerned, and technology is concerned. So please hame bataएं, sir.
First of all, good morning to everyone and Jai Shri Ram to everybody.
Jai Shri Ram.
Yeah. See, basically, technology plays a very vital role in every industries, not only in constructions. So for constructions, if you see that the kind of technology we have and we are using for the manufacturing these steel bars and raw materials for the construction industries, it has reduced the cost of the production manufacturing cost. Moreover, we have seen that during the constructions, the technology what we have seen now and what it was earlier, the timeline for delivering of the project is reduced drastically. So if you see that construction cost is coming down by delivering the project before time. So I believe that more and more technology should be adopted by each and every developer and each and every industries to reduce their cost. And moreover, like entrepreneurs also, I have seen that, manufacturing units, those who are coming up, even the smallest entrepreneur has a CNC and VMC machines. And technology-wise, if you see, earlier we used to travel abroad and we see that German machines are there, Taiwan machines are there. Now I have seen Ahmedabad, Rajkot, they are manufacturing machines, so beautiful machines. It doesn't look like it's an Indian machine. So, we are so feel proud that our Indian technology has going hand in hand with the world.
So true.
Yes.
So true. And Gujarat tops it all, I must say
Gujarat,
that.
yeah, I don't...
For sure.
Gujarat, see, we have always seen that single window system everywhere, but we are experiencing that in Gujarat. So what we do basically is we are helping entrepreneurs to set up their manufacturing unit in Gujarat specifically. So we provide turnkey solutions to them, right from procurement of land till construction and handing over the compliances on time, or maybe I can say before time. And that helps the government to generate the revenue, as well as it also generates the employment in Gujarat. So single window system is still there, and we are experiencing that in a good way in Gujarat. Yeah.
And so what is your vision for the construction industry, and how do you see your company adapting to all the emerging trends, and usse bhi zyada jo challenges aate hain, in our own real estate and construction sector? So what is your vision?
Well, we don't see any challenges as such, because I'm talking about Gujarat particularly.
Sure.
So there they have a different system of working. So see, let's say anybody wanted to set up their large-scale unit in Gujarat. So I think it maybe in 15 days, almost everything can be finalized.
Sure.
So,
Right.
and manufacture, and the compliances also we get very easily. So there is no challenge as such we have seen, but what we feel is, as long as that finance part is concerned, so that is the only challenge, that they have to get finance as early as possible for the project finance, if you see, yes. So we are just talking with the concerned authorities in that case, that Mudra Finance is there. So we want them to come up with more schemes like that, so that more and more entrepreneur can take the advantage of that. They can start their business and they can generate more and more employment in the industries. Thank you.
Thank you, of course. And as we all know, India is the youngest, since we have maximum youth in our country.
Yes.
So employment, of course, is very, very important. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ketan, sir. And coming to Deepak. Deepak, sir, are you relaxed? Sure. Because you're going to talk about GST. That's very important. We really want to know how to save a little bit tax and GST too. Right? Right, everybody? I like that. See, the future of tomorrow. I like that. You're the smartest. Thank you. Thank you, Deepak ji.
Thank you.
Deepakji, yeah.
I would like to come on the podium if you allow me. And
Absolutely,
Thank you
our
very
honor.
much. Thank you
Please,
very
sir. Please.
thank you. How much time I have left?
5 minutes for both the questions. So I'm going to ask you definitely that what do you think about revenue and the government policies for implementing GST and making it a successful tax structure in India? And we like to have your advice, of course, for the aspiring leaders as well, who are truly striving on their journey. And we look forward to, we need to save something, please. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Deepakji.
Thank you. Thank you. Heartily most welcome to my audience. Basically, I'm from Delhi, so I come late and my flight is getting late. The topic had been given, the question has been put, it is very so difficult. The question has been developed by the government between the taxpayer, and we are the bridge between the taxpayer and the government revenue. The tax officials and the advocates and chartered accountants are only the bridge between the taxpayer and the government. So the government has not taken any adverse view in relation to the taxpayer. Today in the life, if I say to Modi government, the Modi has been implemented GST 2017. The government and the Ministry of Finance are not interested anymore to litigate any matter in the court of law in relation to the GST. The thumb rule is that if you go through the provisions of the GST, you come to know that if the petitions filed in High Court or in the Supreme Court, that will be settled by amicably by the law. If you go through some of the examples, if you are the importers on the dice also, the ocean freight has been implemented by the government, and that was being withdrawn. After, although it is a judgment by the Honorable Supreme Court in the Mohit Minerals, but there is a bridge, and the revenue, it's never want to come out with the taxpayer so harsh and so deeply weaken the economy. The taxpayers he is the only person who generate the revenue for the government. So the revenue, and the ministry and the government never wants that the taxpayer feel some in a lock position or in some other position that there will be a lock-in between the law or between the compliance or between the structure. Initially, recently, former Vivek Johria, the chairman of the GST, he write down today an article in the newspaper. The headline was that initially GST will be a newborn baby. And when the baby is born new, it creates some problem. It relates to the compliance work. It will be some network issues, or is something of returns filing on the portal. But in few days, on the 1st July in 2024, no, 1st June, sorry.
1st June, sure.
No, today is May, na?
Yeah.
1st July 2017, we are nearly completing 7 years of the GST. And as you know, the revenue grown up in April 2024 is crossed 2 lakhs crore rupees. In the history, it's the first time. And it is only related to the taxpayers and the government officials and the VR tax professionals. The main backbone of this collection revenue is only the tax officials. And tax officials doesn't want to create any problem to the taxpayer. It's take time. Can I discuss more?
Yeah, you can take 2 more minutes.
2 minutes. It relates to some of the few topics I would like to discuss. Simplification of the portal. As you know it, from the 1st of July, 1st of June, the CBIC will change its GST network. Right now, the migration process is going on by the revenue. And from 25th May till the 31st May, there is no blockade on the portal, on the CBIC portal. There is a migration process, and all network has been done by the GST network. Anti-profiting law, you must know everything. when the migration had been gone to from the East-Wile taxation to the GST, the all benefits has been passed over to the consumer. Some of the technology-driven complexes also, which have been settled down, and the network and the portal, which creates a hurdle in the earlier 6 months till the November or December 2017, that has been all settled. So the main part is that in this new tax regime, the GST Council has been included. The GST Council is between the State Council, State Finance Ministry and the Finance Ministry. There were the two, every state has a right to take a decision in a council, and that council has been approved by the decision, and that decision has been implemented. There is no one authority to implement the GST in India. So this is a basic structure which has been implemented. And anything you would?
Sure. I think I'll rather prefer them asking questions. So I think this is, you did mention to us, of course, right, from 2017, the GST structure. So, so is that okay?
No problem.
I'll rather, is there something important you'd like to tell all of us, you know, which we can take away from here? And, you know, since we are expecting in the next 40 days, the 1st of July.
1st of July.
New, yeah, so if you can just, राज को कुछ फाश कर सकते हैं.
After 4th of June, the government had been formed, and after the government formation, the budget will be present. In some budget, there were some issues relating to the GST that is still pending in the courts and indeed to the taxpayer's life. And hope so, that has to be produced by the way of budget, and that be cooled down by the parliament. Anything?
Sure. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put our hands together for Dr. Deepak. Please, sir. Kindly take your seat. We are truly thankful, ladies and gentlemen, to the Economic Times, which is the numero uno, extremely popular all across the world. We talk of the economic growth, we talk of financial securities, the share market. It's always been on the top of the game. And I'm truly thankful to all our stalwarts for joining us here, our leaders for joining us here. So we can have one question, and if the answer is long, then maybe, you know, we'll have only one, but otherwise 2 questions. So I'm going to come to you and give you the microphone, or we can have the microphone with them. Please raise your hand and feel free to ask any of our leaders the question that comes to your mind right now. Yes, sir. Sure. So I won't waste time. So since both of you raised at the same time, we'll have 2 questions, please. Thank you.
I have another questions for Mr. Deepak also. So, Mr. Iqbal. No, first, I'd like to ask a question to Mr. Iqbal first. Peter, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have discussed about the relationship after the G20, better G21, whatever you told. I had been to Canada after the G21. I have a very bitter experience I would like to share with you. So whether it's true or false, just I seek your comments. I had been to Sarajevo, and why the killing happens, you know, there's the biggest issues now. So I interact with Indian people also there who drive their cars, with the driver, truck drivers, and in different services. In Toronto also they are working there. Vancouver, the huge populations. I believe there's more than 34 to 35% Indians are working. Basically, they don't have the peer. They're just very newcomers for Canada. Now, they are going to lose their job. You know the present situations. And students, they are not willing to go to Canada for their further studies. And with the aim, definitely, they will get a good job there. They can earn some dollar, and definitely for the well-beings. But it's a very unfortunate part. After this G21, this happens. So what do you feel that USA, Canada, and UK, what is the future of the relationship between India and these 3 countries? I would like to know from you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You know, India's positioning when it comes to the diplomatic relations is something that is different from what people do in those countries. For example, our relations with the UAE are very good at the diplomatic level, but the economic relations are only based on the labor that travels from India. The whole Middle Eastern relations with India is only due to the labor that goes to Saudi Arabia and to Middle Eastern countries and the revenue that generates from there. So you have to differentiate between the diplomatic relation and the economic relations that we have. For example, people are going to Canada. There have been a lot of students going to Canada, and that is a part of the economic aspect of theirs. So they want to go and study, they want to go and get a job there. And of course, the situation in Canada is very challenging right now. Otherwise, also it used to be very challenging due to the climate, due to the heavy taxation. So those challenges have always been there. But however, students and a lot of people, were going as a PR. However, during the issue with the leadership, the diplomatic relations got strained when we had the Prime Minister claiming the Indian involvement in certain issues. We had to have a backseat, and our government did not take it very lightly that there was an accusation without any proof or without any evidence. So there was this situation where the situation got strained. And our diplomatic, officials were not given, the permission to operate there, and the whole diplomatic strength was reduced in Canada, and reciprocally in India, also in Delhi, the strength got reduced. That is how the diplomacy works, the relations work, and there has been strain, and even now we continue to, be in the same situation. In fact, a new Consul General in Vancouver was not given a green signal for the last 6 months. And just last week, he has been given a go-ahead to, become the Consul General. So there are a lot of issues, and even in India also these issues tend to be there. And we hope that once we have the new government, and the way they are going to be handling this situation, it is going to be very interesting for all of us in India to see how things change and how the new leadership, in whatever way it is going to do it. I mean, is it going to be more aggressive? Because we are going to be more effective, or if there is any change in regime, if the two probabilities, then things would be a little bit different. So the idea is that we hope for the best and see that our Indian diaspora and Indian population outside India is always taken care of by the diplomatic missions, and diplomatic missions are there to support them and to give them the best that they can. However, many times there are instances where Indian students and Indian businesses do not inform the government. For example, just last week we had a lot of 300 Indians who came back from Laos and Cambodia. They were being used by certain companies there, to conduct certain, telecalling and certain, IT-related, problems, and they were stuck there, and 300 Indians were brought. And this will not be known, to the Indian side until it happens. For example, there are certain countries where Indians are, banned to go. For example, Libya. So India is such a big country with 1.4 billion people, information is not there. So we had an instance where a few people, including PSU officials, went to Libya without knowledge that there is a ban on travel. And they visited Libya, they did very well, and then when they came back, they had issues at the Mumbai airport because they said, well, why did you go to Libya? You are not supposed to go to Libya. And, their passports, were impounded, but then they claimed innocence of not knowing this, and then this happened. So, these are two different things, and I believe these challenges will be there.
I'm a little bit afraid because every day we are getting news from Meta, from Google, from any other IT company, there is a layoff. It's really biggest issues now. And after that, if there is a present situation of Canada, and US also follows these, so definitely there's a biggest threat for India also, unemployments.
Yes,
the biggest threat.
sir.
So
It
I'm a
is a
little bit afraid of, because she spoke about the youth facilities, youth employments, I think is the biggest challenge for India now presently. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we'll do that at lunchtime, please. Thank you. Since I mentioned this, please.
हाँ, मेरा सवाल दीपक जी से है और दो बेसिक सवाल हैं. एक तो जो आईजीएसटी और सीजीएसटी और जीएसटी का जो पेज फंसता है, जैसे मान लीजिए आईजीएसटी का मैंने बिल काटा और वो सीजीएसटी एडजस्ट नहीं होता, उसको मुझे जमा करना पड़ता है और ये ह्यूज अमाउंट में आता है. मेरा गोल्ड इंपोर्ट का काम है, तो ये ह्यूज अमाउंट में जमा करना पड़ता है, जो कि एडजस्टमेंट होने में 3, 4, 5 साल लग जाएंगे उसको, और तब तक मेरी नई आईजीएसटी और सीजीएसटी खड़ी हो जाती है. तो उस कंडीशन में मुझे क्या करना चाहिए? दूसरा एक सवाल और मैं साथ में पूछ लेता हूँ. टीसीएस पे 0.1% टीसीएस है और हमारे ट्रेड का वैल्यूम बहुत ज़्यादा है. अप्रॉक्सीमेट मेरा टर्नओवर 3 से 4 हज़ार करोड़ का पर ईयर का है और प्रॉफिट, नेट प्रॉफिट 4 करोड़ के आसपास अप्रॉक्सीमेट आता है और मेरे TCS ही 4 करोड़ पे जमा हो जाता है, तो उस कंडीशन में कैपिटल तो ही जमा हो जाती है, तो उस कंडीशन में हम व्यापार कैसे करेंगे? ये 2 बेसिक सवाल मैंने आपसे पूछे हैं।
आपके बहुत अच्छे क्वेश्चंस हैं, दोनों में कैपिटल ब्लॉक होती है, IGST वाले इशू में भी और TCS में भी। लेकिन TCS वाला इशू जो है ना, उसमें तो आप रिफंड क्लेम कर सकते हैं, तो वो तो नॉर्मल प्रोसीजर है। सर TDS भी जमा होता था पहले।
देखिए, मैं सरकार की मंशा पे या सरकार के अधिकारियों पे उनकी कोई वो नहीं कर रहा हूँ।
नहीं, रेवेन्यू और मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस BTT और लाने की कोशिश कर रही है, इसलिए ये सब एक स्टेप बाय स्टेप है स्टेट केस का। पहले TDS लगा, TTS बहुत पुराना है, TCS लगा सेल पे, अब धीरे धीरे वो आ जाएगा। ये तो रेवेन्यू इकोनॉमी। हाँ,
आपने बोला 7 साल होने वाले हैं GST को।
सर TCS इज नॉट अ मैटर ऑफ द GST इफ आई से यू।
बच्चा 7 साल का हो चुका है। मैं आपके सवाल पे
आपका बच्चा सर 7 साल का होता है तो कहाँ तक भागता है वो?
मगर मैंने जितना समझा है कि 5 साल तक जितना विकास होना होता है 90% विकास उसका हो जाता है।
सर अगर इनकम टैक्स का रेवेन्यू भी मुझे नहीं लगता 2 लाख करोड़ से क्रॉस हुआ होगा कभी।
देखिए, जब पॉपुलेशन बढ़ रही है और टैक्स पेयर बढ़ रहे हैं तो वो तो बढ़ना ही बढ़ना है।
सर लॉकडाउन में भी इंक्रीज हुआ था रेवेन्यू।
लॉकडाउन में तो क्या हुआ था ये आप भी जानते हैं।
चलो हम क्वेश्चन पे आते हैं, जो ये तो डिबेट चलती रहेगी
जी।
The IGST question that has been in a pipeline in the revenue and the ministry. It is a settled that SGST लेजर में जो आपका कैश या क्रेडिट लेजर रह जाता है वो सेट ऑफ नहीं होता।
इस करंट सिनेरियो मेरा जो है 1 करोड़ रुपया जमा हुआ है उसमें। चलिए मैं आपसे पर्सनली बात करता हूँ।
माफी चाहूंगी इसके लिए, माफी चाहूंगी इसके लिए। प्लीज सर। सर आप कुछ कहना चाहते हैं तो
नहीं, मैं आई एम हियर ओनली एंड वी विल डिस्कस इन लंच टाइम द परमिशन।
We're truly thankful to the Times Group, to the Economic Times for ET Ascent, for the emerging leaders. Let's give them a huge round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, आइए एक फोटो ऑप हो जाए please with our, नहीं सर एक फोटो ऑप हो जाए with our distinguished leaders। सब एक साथ आ जाएं please। शुक्रिया।